Yeah, boss, we got big problems. You better call that robot, that spot show. It's Spot Bot. Anybody got a 20 on that Spot Bot?
Well, it's about afternoon. It's lunchtime here in beautiful Alberta. Nothing too kick-ass today. We're gonna go out and just get a wheeled P-tank. So that's we call it pin load. The bobtail out to location, just out on Sunchild. It's about 2 hours. 20 minutes to location. I'm gonna throw a set of chains on. It's in a road I've never been that far down before, so. And we've had a lot of snow, and the P-tank's been there since before it started snowing, I think. So we'll just throw on a set just to be on the safe side, pin onto it a little easier. We got to make sure my wheel's all the way at the back of the truck, because this is an older P-tank, and then the older stuff, they have really short necks, and so if you got your wheel forward like on a tri-drive, you won't be able to pin onto it without running into the frame. So we'll do that, and then we're just gonna bring it back here to town. Nice little day job, which is great. It's nice to have oil field work, because I'm home every night on the oil field side, so the train stuff is usually, it entails 3 to 6 days at once. And then I find, even with the oil field stuff, I get more hours sticking around town doing oil field than I basically would do doing train stuff, which even sometimes short train stuff can turn out to be really long stuff, which is still fine. Work's work, and I'm just happy to be working and collecting a paycheck. So I'm just about to shop now, and we'll fire up, warm up, and hit the streets. Oh, someone left the batteries on. Great. Someone short, I am expecting, since the seat's up to the roof. Probably didn't need the tire chains, but like always, I'd rather be prepared than unprepared. Take them off. So this is our wheeled P-tanks here in Alberta. Pretty typical. Lots of pipe. You always want to make sure you got safeties. Last thing you want is one of these falling out on the road, killing somebody. Which I already checked all this. That's a pinch point. Checked it all before I leave, but I thought I'd show you guys. Grant's kind of an older company. They've been around for a long time. They got some good stuff. Good at doing their jobs. Okay, it's got these reels. They're locked. Locked. Got all the pipe fittings. They're all locked in. Residue last contained 2924. What's that? What is that? I can't reach it. Climb up there and grab that and put that somewhere. You got propane, you got methanol, you got all sorts of shrapnel up here. That'll be all right there. All right, back to rolling on down the road. Loaded P-tank back on the Rapid at 10.
Both ways at 10.
Yeah, that. Casing. Don't fall over. It definitely didn't need chains. Well, there was the intersection coming back out to this main road was kind of a little bit steep. Maybe there would have been a problem. Probably not. But everything on here, it's a pretty smooth road, so you can run the hills. Lots of gravel showing. Wear out your chains more than anything, but like I said, I've never been up here before, this far. Actually, I've never been on this road. The boss told me it's just south of the boundary. I'm like, okay, I know what road that is. Went up there. Well, you see in the video, it's just a plant. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like there's been very much traffic down here. And I go around the corner, and then it's like a dead end. So I was like, oh, it must be the other road to the north. I think my muffler bearing's wearing out. By that I mean the bushing that's on the top of the cab, because I can hear it. Loaded P-tank, 8 on the Rapid. The problem with the 360 camera is it exposes for the bright light, so it's rather it's too dark in here, or it's just right in here, so that makes outside look like I'm like pure sun. But we'll see what it looks like with the sun behind me here. P-tanks are usually pretty gravy load. I'd rather have a winch on one because it's more action, but yeah, pin load once in a while, gravy. It's easy work. As long as the tires or the brakes aren't all frozen. Sometimes the other guy that takes it out just takes it there, dumps it all hot, it sits there for like a month. Sometimes it could be bad news. One thing you got to know around here is how to get those brakes unfroze, because you're faced with it almost on a regular basis here in Alberta in the winter. Loaded P-tank, 6 on the rapid. So, you know, it's not really that hard. I just climb underneath there with a jack pin and my little 5-pound hammer. Give her a couple whacks. Usually you can tell by the sound. It sounds pretty solid, and then you get a little more of a hollow sound, and then you're good to go. So we probably got about 2.5 hours back to Red Deer, to the yard where we're dumping this off. So by then, time is it now? 4 o'clock, it'll definitely be dark. Actually a pretty nice road. That's because the loggers, it's a warehouser road, so they like maintain it pretty good. Loggers like to have fly in and out and get their logs, no problem. Loaded P-tank 4 on the rapid. Warehouser takes care of their roads pretty good. Deer, buck, 3-point maybe, tiny guy. Whoops. They must forward their logs out here. Nothing here now. A couple pieces of skidder, limmer, a faller, not a limmer. Loaded P-tank 2 on the rapid. A couple of the other guys that used to work here stopped and talked to me when I got on the road there when I was chaining up. They were just finished moving a rig, 4-day rig move, crane rig. So that's pretty cool. It's nice to see that everybody's getting some work. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera. Trison's got some pretty sweet bed trucks. Loaded P-tank 1 rapid. came to an abrupt stop to talk to me in his trailer. It's a bad truck. No problem. Used to wheel service rigs up here all the time, but we drop them off just across the road there. There's a pull out, it's called the Boundary, and we just drop them there because there's like a big rock there. Hopefully you didn't get a flat tire. Unloading on the road here. This is pretty busy with loggers all the time. We wheel them out here, and then of course we'd have to turn around here, which it's not that bad, but right up here on the, it's like 200 meters. This is Clearwater County, and they're pretty anal about stuff getting dropped off. We need 2 pilot cars to set down on the pavement. We need protection, like steel plates to go underneath the scissor neck and stuff. So it's a huge pain in the butt, and then we got to drop them off before the turn, so we would be right on the turn, people coming out, coming and going. So we just drop off in here because I can go in, I can point up, and back up and unload. One of Northwell's wheelers sitting there. 40, mid. They got nice stuff too. That road there is pretty hairy. Used to be way worse, but they graded down a lot of the hills. And anytime you were going in there, it was 2 sets and a prayer. Yeah, this is that other road. I've helped move the rig, but it was only like 800 meters up the road, so I was like, oh yeah, I know where to. This would be the south side of the Boundary. There's a sign that says Rapid Creek right on this road when you're going that way. As if I haven't seen it like 100 times. I just never pay attention because I've never been up it. We'll let the brakes cool down before we deck off, so then the next guy will be fortunate enough just to pin onto it and go. It's not too bad. There wasn't any snow. It was a little wet out tonight. Nothing serious. It's probably going to be fine, but just to be sure. Slider maintenance is crucial in the winter. Well, it's crucial all the time. So this is diesel and oil. It's kind of like 50-50. It's kind of what I like to use. Doesn't freeze and it kind of lubricates. Oh yeah, nice and sloppy. And then gear oil for your slides. which I haven't had a problem with this truck yet, but I just like to keep her nice and greasy. Get that sweet spot. Whoa! I hit you! Haha. I'm not paying attention. Like to leave enough room so I can dive in there. Someone was asking me about these pins. It's got a keyway right there, and it slides in there. It's supposed to be locked down by the weight of the handle, but I've had times where it's shimmied its way up, hook up to my trailer and come back so I can plug in here. That wasn't too bad, pretty easy work. There's you know, the only thing you have to worry about is frozen and stuff falling off, and wheels, brakes, yada yada yada. It's a pretty easy job. It's been a while since I've done any even pin work. Since I had Texas bed, they don't really pin onto a lot of stuff. Like a lot of the older stuff just didn't fit, even with the wheel all the way back, because you got that big roll across the back. So that always made a problem in itself, right? It would be like, the Texas bed is supposed to be able to go out one truck, knock down the 400s, grab the P-tank, you'd rather bed load the 400s if locations were close together and you were in the bush, or another truck would come along, and then yeah, it was like, and then how many times the Texas bed didn't fit underneath the P-tank. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Get that out of here. See you on the next one.